Good morning. My name's Dustin Taylor. This is Divinity Virtue. I was kind of thinking, I'm like the most impatient person on the entire face of the planet. And this is crazy because, you know, I'm a Sagittarius and we just like to explore and roam. It's just who we are type things. Can't really get us to commit to much, which is, I don't know, the weirdness in us. Man, I gotta tell you, like, everything I want right now in my life, I am willing to commit like 100% all in. And it's crazy because if you would have asked me last year, my life was just on cloud nine. And then I was thinking, this year's going to be even better. So I went out and started to get my CFA, which is a chartered financial analyst. I knew I wasn't going to pass. Hardest exam in the world. But what I did know was that passing or failing, it was a chance to hit that home run. If I passed that first exam, I would have been making six figures. And I said to myself, how do I get past this exam? 4,000 pages, formulas, problems, remembering calculators. It was a lot of work. And it was like a needle in a haystack. And I said, okay, so I gotta just focus on what I know. If it takes me 10 minutes to read one part three times, I'm going to read it three times and then I'm going to write it down. And I did that. I took 4,000 pages and I did it three times. And I failed. Okay, learning lesson. I knew I was going to fail. I also, because, the twin flame, and this was another thing. I finally figured out the paradigm of my life. She's a twin flame, but she's a karmic twin flame, which means that everything I was in the past, and in the past, I used to be a slut. I used to do everything just for instant gratification. I'd hang out with only people who could get me ahead in the world. It was just such a fake lifestyle. Don't get me wrong, I understand the nightlife game and it's all about looking a certain way, dressing a certain way, acting a certain way. I get it. I get it. But the twin flame thing, from what I'm learning, is everything she is what I used to be. And so what you're supposed to do in a twin flame is you're supposed to drop all of your ego. That can't happen in this world. I'm watching it right now, and every day I try to drop my ego, and I think, I'm close to being bankrupt. I'm going into credit card debt now. That's really where it sucks. It's just comes up to like 50, $60 a day just to live. That's crazy. I live the most nonchalant, boring life I've ever imagined. But twin flame. So here's the thing: is my love is true, pure as can be. But then I also know a lot about like astrology, and I know that if certain signs don't line up, they don't line up. It is what it is. It took me a long time to figure out Aquarius is, but I'm going to tell you right now, everyone I know is an Aquarius, and they get along with me. But me and Tauruses, yeah, it just does not mesh well, and that might be my stepdad, my mom. They were both Tauruses, and well, those relationships are just awesome. But so I don't like to hurt people. I really don't. That's not who I am. My entire life, I've just wanted to like love and be loved, and I'm just that fat jolly kid that just likes too much cake. You know, it is what it is. And I can tell you this next like few months that are coming up, it's gonna be rough. I know this. I got invited out for Christmas. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna go to my mom's house, sleep on a couch. No, thank you. She lives in a nice, really expensive condo, and they won't let me work out. And I'm 30. I'm going to be 39 tomorrow. I'm 39 years old, and they won't let me work out unless my mom is there to hold my hand. And then I'm thinking, I barely have enough money. I don't tell anyone. I do not ask for anything from anyone. That is one thing I've learned is you ask something from someone, better be expecting to give 10 times what you asked for. It's just how the world works. People don't do things for the kindness of their own heart. And yeah, I really don't even know where this video was going. I just wanted to rant, woke up, just said, very impatient right now. Like, I know that jobs are starting to come out. I know that I have enough money for rent and utilities and 2 weeks of food for the next while coming up. So I won't have to put too much on my credit card. I know that my health is like it's getting really good. Working out every day. People at the gym are starting to notice me, which is really interesting. And they come over and they go, every day, 2 hours, and I go, I have to. And they go, how do you do this? And the one guy who was in the army, he goes, what level are you on? So I showed him, and he goes, hold up. And you do it at this level consistently? He goes, yo, you, you're healthier than probably most people. And he goes, I work at the army. He goes, most people can't do what you do. So that's kind of nice. It's really nice that people are starting to notice this. And I get it. I'm not lifting weights. I know. I'm not going to do that hybrid. I've tried to explain this to people. I've never seen a six pack and I've never been skinny. So I gotta just keep doing full body cardio, high intensity, at a consistent rate, burning high calories. It's calories in to calories out. So I know I won't see a six pack for a while. My best friend, if it's her, this is interesting because when I talked to the psychic, I asked her if she's seen past of like God or past of the devil. And she goes, I see paths of dark and light, which is God and the devil. And if you look at me, I fault God really hard. I really do. I gave him my soul. I walk a really clean life. Maybe I don't partake in a lot of extracurricular activities, but my sanity's a lot better. My mind control's a lot better. I just don't have these like intuitive thoughts. But I am still a Sagittarius who is very impatient. And I can tell you, like, I'm looking at my website and I'm going, okay, website's done, questionnaires are done. I'm thinking, like, what else can I do? I actually have a connection for Ammonite, I think it's called, Ammonite. Anyways, I found out that you can't sell Ammonite unless you get a certificate from Alberta. So that's out. I guess you can't make jewelry that way. Um, I don't really know. I'm trying to figure things out. I don't really know where to go with this business because I can explain how I did things, but then I'm also different. And I believe that nobody's going to be able to do what I do. And it's not saying that I'm better than you, it's just that my mentality is very 100 or zero. I don't, when I went out to drink, it's not to have one drink, it was to get bombed. If I go out to pick up women and do my thing, wasn't one woman, it was like six. It was to see how many I could get. I chased every high that I could have ever had. So then when I gave everything and I woke up, I gave up every addiction. I'm going to tell you, for me, most people can't do this. I think you have to change your addictions one addiction at a time. But for me, it's just my mind says go all in until you just fail. That's how it goes. Everything I've done this year has been a failure. Can't believe all the jobs I'm getting fired from. Can't believe my relationships, they're all ending. But the weirdest part is the only faith I have is knowing that a psychic and a medium both have confirmed that I just have to go through this like karmic hell. I know I'm going to get fired a few more times, which that's you know that like I've got fired 85 times, 86. I don't know the exact number. It's a lot. I got the Canadian government wants to send me a page of like all my T4s and ROEs, which is record of employment. It was this big. It, it was a novel. And that was like 10 years ago. So I don't even know how big it would be now. It would probably cut down a tree. But you know what? Like, I really don't want to hurt people. That twin flame playing games. I get it. I did all that stuff. She crushed me. I've never cried so much in my entire life. Can't believe how bad I just got crushed. And at the end of the day, I keep talking to the people at the gym, and they go, you're going to have one more conversation with her. And I go, I know. I now have to explain to her she's a karmic twin flame. She stays in her addictions for the next however long her cycle is. She never gets out of that path. And that my love was true. And now I'm going to have to go break somebody's heart who I never wanted to break his heart. I just wanted to save and protect. She played all these games, and all I was supposed to do was friend zone her. So I did. Friend zoned her. Friend zoned her good. But then it also allowed me to have no hidden motives or hidden objectives. It allowed me to go through this entire city. I could talk to anyone. Doesn't even matter now. And the reason is, it's because when most people go out in the dating scene, they're going out to get lucky or to get some kind of fix. If you just go out just to talk to people, imagine that different ball game. I learned a lot of stuff in this last 2 years. I just want to be better. I really do. I know I gotta break that twin flame tart. Not something I'm gonna be happy about. I'm pretty sure it has to happen this weekend or next weekend. Like why would my birthday? It just seems that I've been in this situation. I can tell you when me and my ex broke up was right around my birthday where I pulled the trigger. I had money at that time. Pulled the trigger, went to Thailand. That was the start of the path. That was where the psychic first led me. I met my soulmate at that time, and I screwed it up. I got jealous. I've never been a jealous person in my entire life. I got jealous, which is weird because I think it was just that I came out of love and I said, I'm going to, like, I knew I was going to get married. And then when I met that girl, I got jealous. It was crazy. But then I also remember, like, coming out of that relationship, and it was an 8.5 year relationship. And I remember telling myself that I was just going to go to Hawaii, buy a tent, live on the beach, just eat fruits and vegetables, work out, and start a business. That was 10 years ago. So now I've met the twin flame, got my heart broken. I know I have to have one more door closed. I have to close that, and I know I'm going to get fired a few more times just to close the doors of how I got fired and my reactions. It's all a learning lesson. And like I can tell you, me and my ex, it took us like a murder in my family for me to come back and for that door to be closed. And that took months. Like, close the doors, move on, move forward. It's all a path, it's all a journey. But I'm going to tell you right now, my best friend, when that psychic said, and this was a few nights ago, she goes, I see dark and light pass, but always go to the light. I'm thinking, who has always been in my life? Well, I've had my highs and lows since I've been in this scene. My best friend. And does that mean that she's like a nice little angel that was sent to me? Because if it is, I'm going to tell you right now, whether me and her end up together or not, and we're just friends, oh, good luck to anyone who's going to come through because she'll be really protected. I'm not going to let her get hurt because she's always been there for me. So, here's what it is. Um, the girl at Softbox been watching my videos, which is cool. So I guess I can't be throwing her under the bus anymore. She's going through a lot. Twin flame, spiritual awakening, and she told me that her her guy is works in the mall. So I decided to go take a look at him yesterday, and I can see it. Opposites attract. That's how it goes, right? But she might be in a little bit of an awakening as well because I don't know. That's the true paradigm. Divine timing happens up there, then it comes down here. We make our decisions from here. That's how that goes. Everything happens for a reason. And this is a weird question. Like, I'm just thinking about this because if there's supposedly 144,000 twin flames in the world, and if there's a rapture that happens, all those spirits that have already gone through life, they won't worry. But what if 144,000 get saved? And I don't know if those numbers are right, but something tells me I've read that in a few different places that there's 144,000 twin flames and 144,000 that will get saved if a rapture happens. I followed God. I switched over. I went up this path, and it's the hardest path I've ever gone up because I don't know if it's being mature and responsible or just trying to find inner peace because I really don't like stressing when I hurt people. I don't like stressing about the future. I don't know. I had a job interview and it was the most like highs and lows job interview I've just ever had in my entire life. So I applied for a job, and then she sends me an email saying, "Oh, we filled up this position. Thank you very much." Blah blah blah. However, we have this position. We would like to offer you an interview. And I thinking, wow, you just literally smacked me down to the ground just to bring me back up. And then I had the interview with the lady on the phone. And the phone interview, she goes, "Oh, well, I see that you only stay in jobs for like a year. How come is that?" And I go, "Honestly, I was younger. How many people know what type of jobs they have or what they want to be? The fact that I had a job, learned it, stayed for a year, at least I put in the time just to see if I liked it or not. Then I pull the trigger and just go do another industry or go study something and do something else. I've never had that problem of worrying about like just whatever. If I fail, I fail. I've been a failure my whole entire life, so it's not like it's gonna be anything new. But that was interesting. And then she goes, "Well, it was like at the end of the conversation, she goes, it's like we are going to be kind of worried about your job preferences and your time frames. However, we're really excited that you're willing to just try new things and that you study really well. I'm going to pass off, blah, blah, blah." It was just a very high low interview. And I remember telling my grandma this, and she goes, "Yeah, that's because you're addiction free." She goes, "Everyone else is not addiction free. You're going to have to realize everyone has their highs and lows." And I go, "I get that. I'm trying to be at peace." She goes, "Yeah, but maybe that's peace for them." She goes, "So you can't be judging people on what their peace is and what your peace is." Oh, man. I'm just trying to eliminate outside noise. That's what it is. Eliminate the outside noise, work on yourself, build a business. Time is your business. Business is your energy. Energy is time. And that's it all goes together. Be thankful for what you got. Trust me. Because I got nothing. I don't even think I bought this hat, to be honest with you. I got nothing. But you know, yeah, it's just been a fun ride. I don't know. You gotta figure out paths, and I think that life is a video game, and I'm starting to figure it out because my first degree was in economics, same university, University of Lethbridge. I probably partied too much, slept around too much, drank too much, smoked too much pot, probably cheated. Let's just get real. I probably did cheat, and then I was thinking, I came out with like a 2.46 GPA, and this time after COVID took my whole entire life away. I was so close to being a manager, making six figures. I was, but then again, I was drinking, partying, doing my thing. And then life happens, COVID happens, and I go, well, let's just go back to university. So I go back to university, take finance. I actually study 60 hours a week, came out with a 3.13 GPA, 36 years, 37 years old. That's pretty amazing. Got accepted into like a stock trading course, got a scholarship for the CFA. Like I studied hard, I worked out hard, lost all this weight. And it's funny because, those were good cycles because I think I did it the right way that time. Studied, didn't go out and just do my thing. And I'm almost wondering as if that's how life goes because I got to close this one more cycle. And when I closed my cycle last time, I wasn't going to Australia. I went to Thailand. But I met so many people in Thailand that their paths all led to Australia because that's the path. You go through Southeast Asia, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, all those places. You meet all these people and you'll see them all in Australia because they all go get working visas. So once I went to Australia and I met that girl and I screwed that up, I was like, oh man, screwed up life. It sucks. You'll never find love. And then that psychic told me, but she gave me the story. So she saw it within 10 years that I fall in love. And she goes, be her best friend. I tried to put that girl in the friend zone. I said, hey, let's go hang out outside of the bar. Let's go for dinner. Let's do something for your birthday. No, I don't want to go there. No, I don't want to go there. But then she always had the nerve to like keep me attached to her, breadcrumb her. She played my heart. She played the heart chakra, which is interesting because I did that in the past. I used to tell women what they wanted and then break their heart. And I'm thinking, Karma's a bitch because you know what? Everything she's done to me, I did to others. Any woman who ever sees this, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry for all the things that men do to you guys. I can understand why this dating world is so savage. But when people say like, hey, you won't find someone in the bar or everyone's got problems. Sure. I went to the bar though. I keep telling everyone I'm the 1%. I don't drink. No addictions. No hidden motives. I'm not even going to take you home. I don't care. I just want to go out, talk to people, see how they live life, see how they experience their highs and lows, and just be that person that can be there for people. And honestly, I don't know where I'm going to go with this like website, this company. I'm still so close. Like I know that I need to come up with a final solutions to all my questionnaires, a final presentation, maybe make a few more informational videos. I'm not too sure. I don't really know where I'm going to go with this. It's just going to be a fun time. But yeah, I went on a tangent. I'm sorry. That being said, take your losses before you become the loss. Try to be 1% better. Let's help everyone out. Just divine timing, divinityvirtue.com. Be the best you can be. Honestly, it's just gonna be a good ride. It's gonna be a good year. I will pay off my debt. That's a guaranteed. If somehow my mom, I'm gonna just throw this out in the air because you know what? There are only things that you want that are positive in the air because I'm gonna tell you, I've thrown out a lot of things that were negative in the air, and it just happens to me, and I go, "Oh, okay, well, that's nice. I'm so glad that the universe gives me what I want, whether it's good or bad." So try to always make sure that whatever you throw out in the air, you mean it. If you say like, "Hey, I wish my friends and family well, even though we don't talk," mean it. Hey, I'm sorry for everything that I've done to people and everything they've done to me, mean it. Because what you're doing is you're breaking down everything. You know that you can't control anything. You can't control their thoughts. You can't control your emotions. You can't control the past. You can be present. You can understand the situation. You can even try to understand it from their side of view. If you can do that, that's very impressive. But don't be hard on yourself. You know, at the end of the day, you may think that people are going to be hard on you. No, there's only one person that's talked about me on this video. And it's the girl from Softmock. She goes, "Oh no, I can't lie to him anymore. He's going to talk about me." But she's just such a beautiful soul. Honestly, she's amazing. Go into Softmock. Go talk to the girl that starts with a name with a K, and or the one that starts with an A. Either one of them. Those two ladies, they're just beautiful. They got beautiful hearts and souls. So that being said, thank you very much. God bless.